Hello and welcome. So what is a tuple? A tuple is basically pretty much just like a list in Python. I have a list video up right now. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend you watch that before watching this video, as tuples and lists share the same indexing and slicing. That being said, this video will focus more on the key differences between a tuple and a list in Python. Now, of course, they're defined differently, but for right now, think about a list and a tuple as being the exact same thing, except that a list is mutable and a tuple is immutable. This means basically that a tuple cannot be changed once it's been created. You can create and delete a tuple, but you can't add things or remove things from a tuple. Once it's created, that's what it is. So let's go ahead and do that and create a tuple. We'll just call it T1, and we'll put two numbers in there, just like that. So we have our tuple saved as T1, and we can reference that again, and we get 1 and 2 back. And we can make another tuple here called T2, and we'll just put two other numbers in there as well, just like that. So we're not able to modify either of these two tuples that we have saved right now, but we can add them together. To do that, we can create a new variable, T3, and this will be the first one plus the second one. And then if we have T3, we get a new tuple with all values inside of it, although our first tuple and the second tuple are untouched. So far we've only created tuples, but we can also delete them by using del or delete. We can delete the first one we have here. And then of course if we reference it, we're going to get an error because it doesn't exist anymore. And we can delete the second one we made as well. And since we weren't actually modifying any of these, our third tuple is still here untouched. And just to show one more error that you won't get with the list, if we try to delete a specific part of the tuple that we have here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, let's say the second value in there, we're going to get this error. It says object does not support item deletion. It's also possible to create an empty tuple, and you do that just by having two parentheses with nothing inside of it. And of course, referencing that just gives you nothing. Now, there is one quirky thing about Python and tuples with one value. So if we have a new tuple here, value a, and let's say we just want a tuple with the number 4 inside of it. We didn't actually create a tuple here. All we've done is set a to the number 4. It's not a tuple. And this is because in Python, as well as some other languages, you can use parentheses to group things together. So if you want to actually create a tuple with just one item in it, so let's have e here, we'll create a new one with just one thing in it, the number 5, you need an ending comma like that. It looks a little bit weird, but that's kind of how it works. And so now you have a tuple with one thing inside of it. That's a quick overview of tuples in Python. I hope it was helpful, and thanks for watching.